Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making salmon with an orzo creamy sauce to go with it. So this is gonna be delicious. I got my salmon from Aldi. This is my favorite salmon there. It is so good. It is the Atlantic salmon with Monterey spices. It has so much flavor. I love it. We're gonna get this going soon. So first, I have tinfoil on my pan in my oven preheated to 400 degrees. I'm gonna get this out of the package and get it ready to go in, but it needs about 20 minutes, so I'm gonna get some of the other stuff started in the meantime. I like having the tinfoil on it because it's a lot easier to get the salmon off of the skin when you're serving it. It just kind of sticks to the tinfoil and all the other stuff just comes right off. So let's get this going. Slide it out and onto the tinfoil. So I'm gonna set that right there, and then in the meantime, you're gonna need a pot and a skillet. One for the orzo and one to make the sauce. Looking awesome. So first, let's get the orzo going. Okay, so for the orzo, we're gonna use a cup of orzo. And we're gonna actually toast this up a little bit just to get a deeper flavor in it. So we're gonna turn this on and we're just gonna toast this up a little bit. Once it starts getting a little bit darker, then we're gonna add in 2 cups of chicken broth. Okay, this is finally looking good. It is starting to smell fragrant and it is starting to change that color. So we are gonna add in our chicken broth. If you don't have the time to toast that, it is perfectly fine. Just add in the chicken broth right away and get it toasting. Give that a good mix together. And then we're gonna let that simmer for about 8 minutes and it should absorb in all of the flavor. Also gonna plop in my salmon at the moment. And we're gonna get started on the sauce. First off, we need to get some shallots sautéing. So I have some butter. Okay, and then once that gets melted down, we're gonna add in 1 medium-sized shallot and we're gonna get that going. And then when it's almost done, we're gonna add in 4 cloves of garlic. But we don't want it to burn, so we do the onion first. If you don't have shallots, I would use just red onion instead. Okay, and at this point, I'm gonna add in some grape tomatoes. You can use grape or cherry. I'm gonna get those cooking too. Okay, now we're going to add in our garlic. Scaring away all the vampires tonight. Okay, now it is time to add in some lemon. So I'm gonna do some lemon zest and then also the juice of half a lemon. Whenever I'm using lemon, I always like to use some of the zest. Definitely gives it a stronger flavor in there. Probably not gonna use the whole thing, but probably about half of the zest too. Put that all in there. This works so good for zesting. I don't know what I was doing before, but it is a game changer. Okay, and then I have my juicer and we're gonna juice the half. This is looking and smelling so good. This is coming together beautifully. The tomatoes are blistering nicely. It's looking fantastic so far. Now I'm gonna add in some seasonings. I have some red pepper flakes, some garlic powder. I'm gonna need more garlic powder soon. Some black pepper and some salt. Just like so, awesome. This is coming along really nicely. It's absorbing in quite well. Okay, and then to get this a little more liquidy, we're going to add in some wine. You need about 1/3 cup of a drier wine. You don't want a really sweet wine. Get that cooking, and that's gonna help get all the bits on the side off too, anything that's stuck. help us deglaze our pot. If you don't drink wine, I would use some more chicken broth. This is looking so good right now, but we're not quite done yet. Okay, and the last thing we're gonna do for this is add in some Parmesan cheese and some heavy cream to make it creamy. Okay, and now that that's done, we're gonna add in some heavy cream slowly so we get the right consistency. It will probably be right around 1/4 to 1/2 a cup. So we're at about 1/4. Okay, and you want your sauce looking something like this, where you can still move it around and see the bottom of the pan, but it's nice and creamy. Now that this is almost done, we are going to add this in, and we're just gonna add it in with all the liquid too. There's a little bit extra liquid, but that will help thin out our sauce a little bit. It definitely got like a nice ambery color on the orzo because we toasted it. We're just gonna mix that all together. Okay, and our salmon is looking good too. We're gonna take that out. Turn off the oven. Thing is looking so good. So here's with the orzo in it. I got a sip left of this. Finish this off. Yeah, not very much. Okay, now it is time to dish this up and then we can give it a taste. So I'm gonna get some of this delicious creamy orzo. This is looking so good. And then we're gonna get a slice of the salmon. Ooh, this was cooked perfectly. It's done, but it's not too well done. A lot of times salmon can be tricky to get it right at that point. Okay, so here's what we're working with. Salmon turned out perfectly, and then our beautiful orzo on the side. Okay, so let's give this a try. I'm going to top it off with a little more Parmesan cheese. Who doesn't love cheese? And then a little more salt, just a few flakes, and some pepper. Awesome, and there we have it, my salmon and orzo. Okay, so let's give this a try. First, I'm gonna start off with some salmon, see how that got cooked. It looks perfect. Yeah, that was done perfectly. It got cooked all the way through, but it is by no means dry, so this is the exact texture that I like it at. I'm very happy with how that turned out. It was in the oven for 18 minutes, so I usually have to go a little over 15, but not quite to 20 is kind of how I plan it out. But oh, I love this. It has so much flavor with all the seasoning on top. I cannot get enough of the salmon. And then let's try the orzo. It is great. It's nice and creamy, and you can taste the Parmesan cheese coming through too, which is really nice. I love the flavor of Parmesan cheese, but it also has a nice brightness to it with the tomatoes and the lemon in there. It brings some nice acidity to the dish as well. If you really wanted to, you could probably add some sun-dried tomatoes too on top to finish it off with, but I ran out of those, so can't do that, but that would be a good topping as well. Or some fresh basil. The orzo was also cooked perfectly. It has a very al dente texture to it, which is what you want from this. And it has a really rich flavor because we did toast it. If you didn't toast it, it would be fine still, but it does add a nice flavor to it as well. I am so happy with how this meal turned out. It turned out wonderfully. So I am going to eat this. But if you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.